Hello everyone, this is Red here with another tier list video. It's been a while since I last did a tier list video on the Neptunia heroes. This time we'll go over the Neptunia villains and how evil they truly are. And just like last time, the villains will only be included from the mainline series and spin-off titles. So villains from NetNet Connect and Mega Miracle Force will not count for this tier list. Also, stick around to the end for the big announcement that I have. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, here we are. Once again, all opinions on the villain character rankings are all mine. Alright, let's get started, shall we? First we start off with is Ganache, who is the founder of Avenir and an ally of R4 in Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1. His company Avenir is the one who led to the monopolization of smaller companies in Last Station, along with development with his killer machines as well. He once had a very high obsession with Whiteheart, but now works for Noir from Last Station. In terms of being villain-like, Ganache is C tier rank for me. Next up is Singe, who is also the head of the company Avenir along with Ganache, and also helped Ganache develop the killer machines. I think that machines are perfect and can do what humans can never achieve. Just like Ganache, he goes to the C tier rank. Next up we have is Underling, aka Linda, who is a very annoying delinquent who constantly gets in the way of Netgear and her friends when trying to save their older sisters. So for her constant annoying antics, I'm gonna put her at the E tier rank. We move on to Warju now, who is a pesky little rat who constantly gets in the way of Neptune and her friends through various Neptunia games. He is also a huge simp for Kappa and would do almost anything for her. Just like Underling, he goes to the E tier rank. We now move on to the 4 felons, starting with CFW Judge, who is the guardian of the game industry graveyard and one of 4 members of ASIC. He was quite the challenge for Netgear and the others, but luckily they were able to take him down. His mass hunger for destruction earns him the B tier rank. Up next is CFW Brave, who is also a member of ASIC. Unlike the other 4 felons, Brave generally believes that ASIC having control over game industry will bring happiness to the children who can't afford to play video games. He is confronted by Uni and is told that's not what true happiness is. After his defeat, he forms a bond with Uni, and they both come to terms with one another. Brave's actions to his own desires makes me feel like that he's B tier rank. Next up is CFW Trek. Let's all be honest with ourselves. He is the most infuriating member of ASIC. He causes problems for others, constantly goes out the ramen ramp, and he's the literal definition of an a-hole. But either way, I guess I shouldn't get too mad over this. This mofo finally got karma coming to him in the end. So, all's well that ends well. Heh. His actions definitely earn him the A tier rank. Okay, we move on to one of the last members of ASIC, CFW Magic, who is one of the most fierce of the 4 felons in my opinion. If you think about it, she has the power to take down all 4 of the goddesses and Netgear on her own without any help from her allies. That just proves how strong she truly is. Luckily, Netgear and the others were able to take her down in the end, but it was certainly not an easy task to do. For the raw strength that she possesses, I am putting her at the S tier rank. We move on from the 4 felons to the 7 sages, starting with Atlas, who is the self-proclaimed idol of the group. To me, she is the least villain type character in the group, and considering that we don't even fight her in Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 3, I'm gonna put her at the F tier rank. From Avenir, we move on to Mr. Bash, Despite his actions in Rebirth 3, he'll do anything to protect his children. Which are monsters, by the way. So I'm gonna give him the C tier rank. Next up is Anida, who is the genius hacker of the 7 stages. He manages to brainwash Pishi to believe that he was her father and that Rei was her mother. And he has a very, 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 very high obsession with Noir for some reason. So I'm giving him the C tier rank. Up next is Copy Paste, who is the self-proclaimed most powerful member of the 7 stages. He never cares to listen to his allies because all he cares about at the end of the day is copying and causing destruction. He's also quite dumb and very one-track minded as well. And for those reasons, I'm definitely putting this man at the D tier rank. And we move on to the leader of the 7 stages, who is Rei Rex. She is the goddess of Tari, and thought that CPUs were to blame to the fall of her nation, and thought that game industry will be better off without being ruled over by CPUs. Not only did Neptunia and France have to stop her in Ultra Dimension, but in Hyperdimension as well for causing mass chaos. And considering how powerful Rei really is, I'm putting her at the A tier rank. We move on to Kra now, who is the tome similar to Eastward. She plays a role of the observer for stirring up trouble for her own entertainment. Kra was the reason behind most of the events in Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 3 and certain events in Mega Dimension Neptunia V2. Given Kra's track record as she causes chaos just for the sake of fun, and how she gets my blood boiling as I see her as one of the most evilest Neptunian antagonists in the entire series, I'm personally gonna give her the S tier rank. Right after Kra we have Kurume, who is the main antagonist and the true mastermind behind all the events in Mega Dimension Neptunia V2. She was sealed away because she could not control her powers. Becoming consumed by her own negative energy, she decided to break free from her seal and take revenge upon all the game industry. Her remaining share energy eventually split from her and took the form of Uzume that we know and love today. Given the fact that she almost not only destroyed Hyperdimension, but also Zero Dimension as well, she is definitely on the S tier rank. Next up is Afi Mojas, who is the leader of the secret organization, Afimax. He has a huge obsession with money, and also one of Kurume's goons as well in Mega Dimension Neptunia V2. He's also the marketing officer and treasurer of the Steam Legion in Neptunia X Senran Kagura Girls. And given how difficult it is to take down Afi Mojas on the battlefield, I'm gonna put him at the A tier rank. From Afi Mojas, we move on to Steamax, who is the top brass of the secret organization, Afimax. He excels at ninjutsu and shares a very high interest in busty blondes with Afi Mojas at their spare time. He is also an assassin for Afi Mojas in the Steam Legion in Neptunia and Sanran Kagura Girls. I'm personally gonna give Steamax the C tier rank. Next up we have is Horiyuchu, who is a DLC character and antagonist to Nitro Plus and Raw Meat. He is a resemblant of ASIC in cracking games and selling them illegally. He goes to the E tier rank. Next up is Hajima Jin, who is the main antagonist of Megatai Neptune Blind plus Neptune vs. Zombies, and the cause of the zombies plaguing the school in that dimension. Since he's quite the boss in that game, I'm gonna give him the C tier rank. Up next is the Time Eater, who is the final boss in Super Dimension Neptune vs. Sega Hard Girls. He goes to the B tier rank. We move on to Cyber Dimension Neptunia, starting with the Grim Reaper, who is the feared boss monster who hunts beginner players. He is B tier. Next up we have is Demon King Jester, who is the most craziest and most powerful boss in 4 Goddesses Online. Curses and taboo spells are his specialty, and ages ago, he led an army to attack Owlskull in an attempt to conquer it all, but was sealed away when the goddesses released their hidden powers. Since he's also the final boss as well in that game, I'm gonna give him the A tier rank. Next up is Minotauros, who is the captain of the Demon King's army and one of the paramount pair. He holds overwhelming power that's said to split the earth every time he uses his axe. He goes to the B tier rank. Next is the Dark Knight, who is also a captain of the Demon King's army and one of the paramount pair. If you were to fight him in battle, you may find that he may be on the same level as Demon King Jester. He is B tier rank. Up next is Mine, who is the former president and top engineer of Swartz Co. Her skills as a programmer rival that of GM for 4 Goddesses Online, and she will do whatever it takes to stop 4 Goddesses Online from succeeding. She is on the B tier rank. And lastly, from 4 Goddesses Online, we have Cheetah, who is an AI that is developed by Mine from the day of both Kyria and Black Cat Princess, and is a loyal servant to her. Just like almost everyone else from 4GO, he goes to the B tier rank. We move on to Super Neptunia RPG, starting with Esther Ziria, who is one of the 3 Musketeers. I'm gonna give her the D tier rank. Next is Artuma Arima, who is also one of the 3 Musketeers as well. She is also called the Mad King because of the insane trials she put innocent people through. Given how powerful and insane this woman is, I am personally putting her at the B tier rank. The last of the 3 Musketeers is Gliss, who is a close friend of Villian, and the true villain that will use Villian to achieve her goal, and the leader of Bompix Mori as well. And combine the power that she has in her final form, I'm gonna give her the B tier rank. And lastly, from Super Neptunia RPG is Villian, who is the leader of Bompix Mori. She loves 2D games and declares that 3D games are nothing but pure evil. Given how much authority she has in Super Neptunia RPG, I'm gonna give her the B tier rank. From Super Neptunia RPG to Neptunia Virtual Stars, we start off with Kato, who is the leader of Obsoleta. She's on the B tier rank. Next is Hero, who acts as an assistant and the brains of Kato. I give him the C tier rank. From Neptunia Virtual Stars to Ninja Wars, we start off with Yo Gamer, who is the Ninja Master and leader of the Steam Legion. I give her the B tier rank. Next is Tetsudo, who also leads the Steam Legion alongside Yo Gamer. I also give her the B tier rank. Last up for Ninja Wars, we have Deyu, who is the leader of the Yokai Corps and member of the Steam Legion. I'll give him the C tier rank. From Ninja Wars to Game Maker Nep, we start off with Efsha, who is a wanderer in search of a mysterious curse in game industry, and sees the failure goddesses as a threat. I give her the B tier rank. Next up is Copy the Hard. He is one of the pirate maker executives of R-Code, who develops and sells copies of commercially available game hardware. I'm gonna give this guy the B tier rank. Next up is Copy the Art. She is also one of the pirate maker executives of R-Code, who copies, modifies, and sells the art style and visuals of games that are sold. I give her the C tier rank. Up next is Copy the Code, who is yet another pirate maker executive of R-Code, who analyzes game sales and sells similar copy game software. I also give her the C tier rank. And last but not least is R4, who is the pirate maker president of R-Code, and the antagonist of not only Game Maker Net, but also other Neptunia titles, alongside the Neptunia anime as well. R4 may not be the smartest villain, but considering the trouble and destruction that she brings, I'm gonna put her at the A tier rank. And this does it for this tier list ranking. If you were to rank any of the Neptunia villains differently, let me know in the comment section down below. Alright, time for the big announcement now. Alright, let's get this premiere started, shall we? Neptune, Netgear, start the countdown!
1, 2...
3!